Hey, what's going on everybody? Justin here, and in this video I want to go over my favorite fantasy covers and designs and that sort of thing. Earlier in the year, before I took my hiatus, basically, I had done my favorite, I think, like science covers, history covers, and also like some of my favorite Folio Society designs and stuff. But I had not yet done the fantasy one, so we're gonna be doing that right about now. Like I said, this is gonna be kind of like just my favorite overall kind of aesthetic for just individual books, because sometimes a series can like look really good. Like I really like Brian McClellan's like kind of Powder Mage like series, like all of them together, but none of like the individual covers I like as much as these ones. I think I had been doing the top 5 or so, so I did 6 just one extra bonus one. But anyways, like I said, these are just for like the individual designs for that particular book. So yeah, let's just get started, and we're just gonna go in alphabetical order of the author. Alright, so first up we have Crown of Shadows, which is the 3rd book in the Coldfire trilogy by no, not Patricia McKillop. That's another one coming up, is C.S. Friedman. And this is one of my favorite series of all time, fantasy-wise. I think I've only finished like 3. But I finished this one in the first year I started book 2. I think it was the only one I actually did finish. Like it was either a trilogy or a series. But yeah, this illustrator for this one, a lot of fantasy people will probably recognize, is Michael Whelan. He also does a lot of Brandon Sanderson's fantasy book covers as well. So like I said, you probably have seen his artwork around before. But I just love these ones. It's got Gerald Tarrant on the cover. He's just like the ultimate, just crazy badass. Like I said, he was kind of vaguely a vampire. That's not like a big thing. Like, so like when I say vampire, it's not like, don't think like Twilight or whatever. But anyways, he eventually becomes quasi-immortal as long as he lives off the terror of other people, which he's pretty much become an expert at, which I don't want to give too much away at that. Started his own religion on this other planet. I think he was like 2nd or 3rd generation like on that planet. Started his own religion, and then was like, I don't really care for it anymore. Just like disregards it, but then he still likes it and everything. So yeah, it is pretty crazy. But like on this planet, you can just see like it's just really creepy and dark. Nightmares pretty much manifest themselves just based on your thoughts and stuff. Yeah, the world is out to get you on Erna. But like I said, I just love this cover. Gerald Tarrant just looks pretty sick. Plus I like kind of like the kind of turquoisey green, like volcano and stuff, like the whole stick kind of going on in the background of this cover. Alright, next up is my Complete Chronicles of Conan by Robert E. Howard. I just love the design of this book. The spine, not quite so much. Like, I don't know, for some reason it just reminds me more of Tarzan by like Burroughs or something. Like that kind of like figure of Conan. But like I just like kind of like the fake black leather design with like the gilt like lettering. It just feels really Conan-esque, I guess. Feels like the Hyborian Age or something, like some like cool tome, like in a library in Aquilonia or something. But then that cover with like the horned like raider helmet and stuff, just think it's just really, really cool. There's a couple other books in this sort of like, I guess not really a series, but there's also like Friends of Conan, which I believe has like Solomon Kane and King Cole and stuff, like pretty much all of Howard's like other stuff. I think H.P. Lovecraft has a title. I'm not sure if Burroughs has one for Tarzan or not. I don't know if that's in here, but I think I might just collect these editions just because they're pretty much so awesome. Yeah, essentially. So yeah, I have to like look into some of these other Centenary Gallant editions as well. All right, next up is a book I haven't read yet. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. Out of the 6, this is the only one I have not yet read, and it's John Marco's The Sword of Angels. This is the 3rd book in, I'm not even sure what this series, I think it's The Bronze Knight, I want to say is what the series is called. So I'm like looking and then like not seeing it. But yeah, it was a toss up between The Sword of Angels, which has this like really sick like cover of like these 2 guys sword fighting. That guy even has like an eye patch, and that guy's armor is just like super swag. He's even got like either like a bronze or a golden sword, and I'm assuming he's the Bronze Knight because he's wearing kind of bronzish looking armor. But it was gonna be either this one or the 2nd book in the series, The Devil's Armor, which also looks pretty cool with like this guy, riding his stallion and like running people down and everything. But like I said, anyways, I don't know anything about John Marco except that his covers look pretty awesome, but they're pretty intimidating. Like looking books are all like this giant size. So someday I will get to them, because I've had these since like the beginning of last year. So definitely need to get on that. Alright, so 3 more books. Here's the Patricia McKillop book. I think that was like on my mind. Just I don't know why I said Patricia McKillop instead of C.S. Friedman. But anyways, we got Heir of Sea and Fire, and this is the second book in the Real Master of Head trilogy. I do like kind of all of them. Like I kind of like the kind of bleak aesthetics of this one. I do like how they were all the 3 books. All of these are scenes from the books that take place. I even like Harpist in the Wind. Plus, that's like such an awesome just like name for like a vintage fantasy book. You know, Harpist in the Wind just sounds really cool. But like I said, all these are scenes from the actual book. So in this one, we have Redurle, the female protagonist in POV of this book. And as you can see, she's doing some magic sorcery stuff against that guy. Don't want to give too much away. But yeah, like I said, this is like an actual standoff from a scene in the book. So I think that's just really cool. Just the aesthetics of everything kind of going on with the red and blue. And you notice she is holding that skull and stuff. That's part of the book. Plus these like red, these kind of red globular thing. I was gonna say globular or spherical things. Anyways, are part of it as well. And so is that guy, obviously. So yeah, just like really cool how it's like a scene adapted for the cover. All right. Next up is, if you guys have been following my channel, you know I've been reading quite a bit of Warhammer this year, and this is my favorite Warhammer cover, and it's Mechanicum by Graham McNeil. The subtitle Knowledge is Power, and like on there you have like a Martian tech priest with his like kind of cybernetics and part android stuff kind of going on, with as a cultural thing for kind of the cults on Mars in the Warhammer universe. Is basically kind of part of the lore is they sort of give up parts of like their anatomy and humanity and stuff to become part machine, because like the machine god is like kind of like who they worship and everything. So it is kind of interesting. Like some of the people are literally like, by the time they're like old, they're only like 10% like with like human parts, and like the rest is all like mechanical by that point. So it is kind of cool like seeing the different, like, I don't know, I just think that's like kind of a really cool just unique thing kind of going on. Plus, like I said, it just like looks really awesome. Yeah, I love how Vaderman's Magician is. They look awesome. That's pretty much what I'm saying to like all of them. Alright, and last up is another series that I have finished, and this is a 5 books. The longest series I've technically ever finished. And it's The Shadow Campaigns by Django Wexler. This is the 4th book in the series, The Guns of Empire. And I went with this one because it has kind of like this white, misty aesthetic, which I think is really cool. I just really love winter-ish things kind of going on. So we got like snow on the ground with like mist and everything. Plus you got kind of like the old, I don't want to say like medieval churches and castles, but it's kind of like that like kind of odd like early modern period where it's not like modern per se, but it's not medieval either. Just kind of, like I said, it's just got a really cool aesthetic. And this is the only cover with winter, I think, with Winter in glass on the cover. Probably my favorite character from the series. So yeah, just really cool. Winter, if I haven't said it in another video, which I probably said in probably like 1,000 videos at this point, she's basically disguised herself as a male and is rising through the ranks of the Vaudran army and everything. So, like I said, it's just pretty cool. I don't know, I just like the aesthetics of this one, kind of like with the snow and mist and everything. So, there you guys have it. Those are my 6 favorite fantasy covers that I own. Tell me what you guys think about any of these covers. If you've read any of these books or these authors, tell me what you guys thought about the actual, the actual text of the book, not just the cover. Let me know what your favorite fantasy book design is. I'm always glad to check out new books and everything. And there, I think that's it for this video. So yeah, if you liked it, just remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Check out Etsy, Twitter, Instagram, everything like that. Though, like I said, with my Instagram, it's kind of turned into more like instead of Bookstagram, it's definitely more of like a nature account at this point. I think I counted it up. I think like maybe 25% are vaguely book or book item-ish, and everything else is just like bugs and trees and plants and animals and stuff. So go there at your own risk if that's something like you think you like. But yeah, like I said, just leave a comment what your favorite fantasy design is and whether the book you're reading has a good cover or not. Always remember, read notoriously.